Let's just start here. Like 1 year ago. 5:55. There's the dinosaur. Dinosaur tree. But they're less. Alright, this is taking me off into La La Land. Glimpse of Friday. How do I get out of here? Alright, enough. That's how. Alright, so today I created a new folder for those of you that have access to my my information without my consent. The folder is Israel art and beyond, because it started at 3/2. It started on 3/22/2023 when I was right here and I was talking about going to the art museum with Jacob Israel. But first, let's just start off. This reminds me of Logan Square. It's what Steve Benoon was showing earlier. And then this guy over here, I just feel like it's Justin Michael, one of his other characters. And he's saying, in my times, we only had a assumption that there was going to be an invasion from the Gaza Strip. When I look at Philly as the Gaza Strip, then I'm looking at the House of Ham because Hamas is bombing Israel. Right on this side of City Hall, the Israeli flag is there, so it's the first one. East to west. East, Will Penn, the man, and then two over here, the Philadelphia Art Museum area, twin system, two swan females. So that's from east to west, is right out front of the rocky steps. Here's the tunnel. You can see the light. It's at the end of the tunnel, Spring Garden, right underneath of the art museum. The Israeli flag, Israeli News Live, Steve Benoon, Capriccio. That's where I met him at, with one of the XAP moments. Reveal how the borders between Israel and Gaza are the most heavily secured. So let me see if I can. I have YouTube Studio here. Yeah, music. chili. Remember that? The chili. Stephen James. Alright, so that can't play any music in the background. Might mess it up anyway. So the border is anywhere, Earth, high-tech sensors, because everybody's trying to figure out how Israel could be attacked without, anybody knowing. It's the most heavily secured borders anywhere on Earth. Defense force the moment that even a small animal approaches the border. Oh, wait a minute. It's like you're showing the same lines I'm showing before I took the pictures. This is a screenshot from right to left is each screenshot. Wait a minute. Doesn't that look like Doesn't that kind of look like that? Or all the colors bleed into one. All nations come right here. The Philadelphia Art Museum, Benjamin Franklin Parkway, all the way through. This guy's saying the government had ordered removal of all military presence from that area. The slaughter of Israeli citizens as a result of Hamas having an open door policy to get into the southern. I'm saying, is that the House of Ham? You're talking about Hamas? Result, Hamas having an open door policy to get into the southern Israel. This is back on April 29, 2023. The revelation of Gog and Magog. Lightning from east to west, Jordan Art Museum. The attack on an Anri facility today, which 6 people were killed, is what they're saying at the Gaza hospital. In fact, 6 people were killed. Killed a school due. So when you're killed, it means you're being schooled. My people die from a lack of knowledge. They don't really physically die. They get killed because they get schooled with the actual knowledge that they didn't have beforehand. Strikes have an address. Address is the House of Ham, Hamas. We are shit, what? What did I write? Sometimes I can't write. I need a pen to write on a screen. Shilling House of Hambone. There you go, Hambone. Oh. The address is Hambone. The bombing today, Israel told them, we warned you yesterday with 2. He's saying yesterday, October 17th. Today's October 18th. 4:54 p.m. The bombing today, Israel told them, we warned you yesterday with 2 bombs. This is incontrovertible evidence. Am I pronouncing that wrong? That Hamas has orchestrated a global disinformation campaign for the Israeli group operation before it begins. Being Hamas has a history of blaming Israel for self-inflicted rockets. So Hambone is the accuser of his brethren. I remember Stephen James would always call me Hambone, like I'm from the house of Ham, just because my stepfather David's name is David Lipham. There's a whole, it's just one. So here's before Israel was attacked, and there's a crater in the ground, as if like at a future point a bomb's going to drop on Israel and start World War III. So that was back on April 27th, 2023, Magog War. So Gog is a title like the Pharaoh, or you know, the president who's in charge right now, Joe Biden. And Magog, Israel, you two surrender. Saul died on Mount Rocky Gilboa. Israel, the Book of Remembrance. And my audience behind me. Right in front of YouTube, I think it's time to surrender. Because it has a CI, like a confidential informant, like how people, you know, are confidentially informants. They work for the corporation. They're told to go at a certain place, to do a certain thing, to listen to a certain person. And sometimes when it drifts off, it goes far back. So they got high-tech sensors. There's no way it could have happened naturally. And I got an open door. I don't remember going this far back. Global disinformation. Asteroids are hitting Philadelphia. Second 9/11 coming up right down here. 17th and JFK. The Twin Towers, Liberty 1 and Liberty 2. So it's right here, right in front of YouTube. Because there's a U2 sign. Hold on. So I look around. What I do is see that? Yeah, so you can see with this, the boat, it has like the boathouse row, and that was the same image when I was down at the Wildwood, the boat that Jacob Israel was talking about getting on. It was all the way at the top, the crown, and then you can see there's plenty of open seats everywhere. So that one should upload to the photos. Yeah. So if I just go to the beginning, let me start with, I'll come back to that. So it didn't quite upload just yet. Let's see. Google Photos. There you go. So this is right now, at the exact moment. Sometimes things are very slow. They're just patient testing. It's like patience, patience, patience. There you go. So that's what I was saying. It's like you can look around and it's basically every other place that's around, every other spot is open besides the one that's directly behind my back. Is there a play button? And it's going to be great the day that things aren't slowed up. Like nothing, everything I do is just point. As soon as I point to it, think it just appears and it's done. It shows it. There's no lagging. There's no demonic attacks that slow you up with everything. Maybe you can see it here. Almost. No, just about. So I look around. What I do is see that? See? You can't see if you can see. Sorta. Yeah, so you can see with this, the top of the boat, it has like the boathouse row, and that was the same image when I was down at the side Wildwood, the boat that Jacob. Enough. Anyway, it's not like it's something I'm not used to. It's just I like to point it out. All right, so let's get back to where I was before I have an audience. Library. The library. I guess the only thing that I got to work on with my patience wise is the demonic attacks, because when I'm slowed up, it starts to become a little bit frustrating because it's done on purpose, and I know at some point I won't be slowed up anymore, and it's a test with everything, but I'm just a human being and I still have feelings that at times you just, you really desire for things to just go smoother so you can get the information out, because this is information from God. He wants me to tell everybody what's happening before it happens. That way when it does happen, you can believe in Him. So Hamas tax facility. You're schooled. When you're killed, you get schooled. Civilian strikes of Hamas. The attacks on the news. There's a hole. It's a holy one. So this was the beginning. I was saying this is a warning shot. There's just one hole. There it is. Israel. Steve Ben-Nun led me down that day. I wasn't going to go, but I watched the video in the morning. I'm like, you know what? I think I need to go down there and take a look. So it's right in front of you too. Time to surrender. Confidential informant. I said somewhere before, asteroids coming to hit Philadelphia. I'm saying this on April 27th, 2023. Asteroids coming to hit Philadelphia. So that's 5 months ago. Robin's Hood. Make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them profane my holy name anymore. Nations shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel. Surely it is coming, and it shall be done, says the Lord, which I have spoken, and the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. On April 27, 2023. So here's Israel, the flag. Remember his sons died on Rocky Balboa? And I'm saying it's the battle between Israel and the Philistines. God will be the leader of a great army that attacks the land. So, Gog will be. AI misinterpreted, say God. So Gog will be, and a great leader, a leader of a great army that attacks the land of Israel. Who's attacking the land of Israel now? Hamas. Down the Gaza Strip. So I'm showing you Gog. Ham bone? I don't know, is that, am I on the right track? Because it's Ham, Hamas. The events are separated by at least 1,000 days in Ezekiel. So this could be the time where you reign and you rule and reign with Christ for 1,000, like the next 3 years. And there's a warning shot. So there it is. It's like a warning shot right here. Right here, it's a big crater in the ground. That's a warning shot right there. So back in April 24th, 2023, I'm talking about a warning shot. And then Harold Camping's World. Well, wait, let me get to that in a minute. Israel. Israel bombed October 7th. 7 years after I gave the six-page heads up. 11 days ago, Hamas or Israel planes strike Gaza Strip. Where am I? There. So October 7th. That's the very beginning of it. October 7th. So I ran like Rocky. That's on 11/11 coming up. Right down to Art Museum. 11/11 is when it's going to start. It's going to start. of Israel, another northern invasion of Israel that will arrive like a storm. So it'll arrive like a storm, and 7 years ago, see, everything's slowed up by like 2 seconds. All right. You push a button, it's a 2-second delay. Why is that annoying? Because it shouldn't be that way. Because it's purposely done. That's why. So it'll come like a storm. Remember when I wrote the 6-page letter, I'm saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Is this just a... I don't know, what was that? This is what I'm talking about, by being gang stalked all the time. That page disappeared and it slid down about 17 spots. Just preparing this information, trying to get this out, typed up, sent. As I'm in the middle of typing this 3rd page on 10/7/2016, I realized the similarity. Matthew 10/7. 3rd page on 10/7/2016. I realized the similarity. It's going to come in like a storm 7 years later. That will arrive like a storm, like Hurricane Matthew. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a podcast number 2 of 1000X. Christopher Green, Course for Green, your host, along with the Donut, 1000X. The Donuts, I'm saying, the coastland's and safe and secure. I don't know what's Donut doing over there. I'm saying, this is before the Maui fires. I'm saying, I don't know, I guess he's his sidekick. They must know that something's going to take place over in the homeland. Where is Christopher Green's homeland? Maui. Homeland, Maui. Before the fire, April 27th, 2023. And then this morning, heartbreak, confusion, lack of communication, 303. Derek Bros, August 13th. So that was April, May, June, July, August. 4 months later, 3.5 months later, they must have known something's going to happen over in Maui. How did I know that? I don't know. I just did. I knew that just by them being there, talking about what they were talking about, they must know that something's going to happen over there where they're at in their homeland. A few months later, so here's Christopher Green in one of his other masks. Christopher Green. There he is, letting people through for 90 minutes. There he is. There he goes. So there's Christopher. Right? I mean, I would be willing to bet my life. If I'm wrong, please, somebody kill me today. so I can get out of here. And they link it to Gog and Magog. I can't wait to bring that out. Steve Benoon saying later this evening, because this was right before I went down to show you the holy place in Israel, because that was the warning shot. To bring it to you later this evening. Sun's all in my face. Can't wait to bring that to you later this evening, April 27, 2023, is when the warning shot took place in Israel. Where he says, set your face against Gog. So that's the Pharaoh, the art museum, or what you need to know about Gog. Gog, Skip is saying, it's not a place, it's a person. In fact, it's a title. It's not a name, it's a title. It'd be like Pharaoh or Caesar. Is your phone on? Change of plans. Hold on. Alright. So it's like Pharaoh or Caesar. I always keep in mind that Skip Heitzing's image is at the top of the Philadelphia Art Museum in the landscape of Philadelphia. 9/11/03. You see that? Arch Street is 9/11/3. Angel of the Bottomless Pit. So is this Gog right here, the art museum? Like the Pharaoh, and because Israel is down there with the flag. There's Israel. The crater is right there, and in Israel the flag is right there. Destruction is coming. All I can do is tell you about it. So I'm saying that 5 months ago. I renamed, at first I just put it X Facts, that was it. But I wanted to put a title to it because I found it. I couldn't find it, and then I did. I'm like, I need to title it Israel Crossing Gog Magog, back on April 25th. That's when I went down there, and Steve Benoon showed me where you won. The parking was at, I went down there at 3:16 p.m. on April 25th, 2023. Even where I was sitting had a holy place with a little red spot in it. Just like the hole itself. And then here I am right here, same place, Boathouse Row, at 3:20 p.m. What I'm saying is happy skull and prophecy to those dry bones, these dry bones, and say, hear the word of the Lord, you will come to life. This was the day before the greatest recording I could have ever done in my entire life at the Philadelphia Art Museum to get it kick-started. So that was beforehand. I'm saying thanks, John from Denver, John Denver, because I tried this other app and it just kept shutting down on me. I'm recording, wasting my time, I'm doing all this, and so far it's been shown to handle changing, even though when I went in there, it completely failed, both of them, and it had to get repaired. What I'm saying is I'm going into Art Museum tomorrow. I was sitting right here telling you that. Tomorrow, the Art Museum.
Does your insurance do it?
Does your insurance rip you off? Is everybody a freaking rip-off in the planet? Why, of course they are. Happy Skull and Bones, Dry Bones Day. So on 3/22, I'm saying, and then tomorrow, 3/23, leaving around noon. So I'm going to go to work. I'm going to leave around noon, go home, pick up my wife, come back down. It's like an hour drive, and I'm going to get there at 3:30 exactly. So I figured I'd go to work early, head back home. It's an hour drive, come back. Maybe we can go here to Beersheba. It says Shiva first, or depending afterwards. We did come here first. And so as I'm saying 3/22, we're gonna have to go to Steve Benoon here. I think I uploaded it already. I don't always upload it to the folder when I do my screenshots throughout the day. Yeah, I didn't do it. Oh well. So the last video, that was a 3-second delay. Steve Benoon talks about it in the very beginning, so I should get to it pretty quick in his latest video here.
It's strange, and I'll tell you this right out of the gate. I'm sitting here preparing a message all afternoon, or a news broadcast, going back to some of my old videos back in 2016, the movement of refugee crisis throughout Europe. I'm sure many of you will recall.
Sure, I remember that. So let me just jump back. Page 3. As I'm in the middle of writing this. Page 3 on 10/7/2016. And then the bombs were dropped on Israel 7 years later. Exactly. And I was there to show you this is a warning shot, heads up. I believe what it's showing is, ahead of time, I'm going to learn more about what's going to happen in the war, back and forth, just by the landscape in Philadelphia, how it's played out. Because the Holy One of Israel, that's right, the Holy One of Israel, Israeli News Live, Steve Manoon showed me to go down there that day. I recorded the Holy One of Israel. There's one hole, it's there, and it's in Israel, right in front of the flag. So when I hear that, that's what it reminds me of. So I'll go back there.
Couldn't find the actual video where I say this, but many of you will recall where I spoke about how that the refugee crisis in Europe would actually spark unrest. That I knew that this was being done intentionally. Now at the time, especially going back into 2014, I felt more persuaded that the Vatican was behind the New World Order. I did not know at that time just how deeply involved Israel was on the New World Order, and that they would actually become the head of the New World Order. But I could see the handwriting already on the wall. They were moving the refugees into Europe, into the United States, etc., preparing what ultimately would be used to destabilize those regions. So now, for example, in Paris, France, massive protest against what Israel is doing in Gaza. Understandably so. I mean, I do get that. I can understand why the people would be protesting, especially after the Gaza hospital was just bombed. And we're going to get into all that here in just a moment. What I wanted to do, though, first was to try to get this set up where my wife will be able to help moderate. I do get that. Moderate here on here with us as well.
Is that your wife that we just
and we've got a new individual here I'm wanting to bring on as a moderator. Thank you also to Sister Elizabeth for being there. I apologize for not letting you know, Sister. I wasn't intending on going live tonight, but I wanted to take, and I've got one other sister I'm going to add in here as a moderator just as soon as I can find her. Here we go, right here. All right, let's see. All right, Sister Marcia, if you refresh the page there, you will automatically be on there as well. I'll lay this over to the side. So
serpent rising up from the sea.
My sidekick there can get that over to Yana. Yana will be moderating tonight in the chat room as well. Let me just say real quick too before I get started here on the broadcast as we get into this. We are facing some very serious challenges here in the ministry, and I do believe that God will lay upon the hearts of the people to help us with those challenges financially. IsraeliNewsLive.org is our website, and if you go to the website there, you can donate online. That would be more helpful under the circumstances that we're dealing with right now.
That'd be great.
It's right there above my head on the top of the screen there, IsraeliNewsLive.org. We thank you for your help in a very serious time of need right now. All right, I want to get first right here. My wife just shared this with me. In fact, I didn't have time to put it in, but Ethan also was sharing with us some of the things he had found. There some of the same dances that were being done back before the towers went down by what they call the Dancing Israelis is once again being done again. Anyway, the Times of Israel. This is on March 22nd of 2023. Then.
All right. So back on March 22nd, 2023. Here's what happened. I made a playlist today. It's called Israel. Back on 322 that Steve Benoon's talking about, I tapped in live with Jacob Israel.
Unfortunately, yes. The article reads,
Yep, unfortunately,
even as
I did.
Palm Sunday and Easter approaches, the two most sacred days in the calendar for those who follow Jesus as both God and Messiah,
So this is
two
live.
members of the Knesset, that's
Jacob.
Israel's parliament.
Jacob Israel's video is
They
live.
introduced
at
a
this
bill
exact
last
moment.
week
So
that
I'm gonna
would
see if I can
ban
tap
any
in.
and all efforts for people
Why
to
is it
talk
not showing
about
the date?
Jesus. The bill would send violators
March 22nd.
to
Now we're gonna right inside.
prison.
Do not enter prison.
I'm live
Did you hear that?
with Jacob
did.
Israel.
I heard it.
Go to jail if you talk about Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me, Jacob?
That's not cool, dude. It's not cool. It's not cool. But I'm not
Jesus.
that concerned.
Jesus Christ.
See. Because, there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever it's been, will be.
Except for what's under the
And
sun.
we are in the apocalypse.
So this was right
He's
before
facing death. He saw
13th.
Christ standing.
going into the art museum.
He saw Christ standing. Not seated. Like usually, Christ is seated on the throne. It's not easy.
But when you're standing, it's more like the X app. You're out and about, you're walking around, you're standing, you're walking. When you're at home sitting on the computer, you're sitting.
He's standing. He's
Hey,
ready.
Jacob.
He's ready to
Jacob.
act.
I'm ready to act too.
And why wouldn't you act? Let's just take a quick look at this.
Zero is our
Let's see if I
favorite
pulled it
number.
up. I don't even know if I
Zero
did.
clouds, zero.
So this
think
is
so.
right before he's put to death. And he wants to remind everybody, as I want to remind all
You mean
of
the
you,
cross?
that there was a guy named Abraham.
It's live. I'm live right
God said, you got to get out of there. You got to go somewhere else. And he did.
now. Jacob's live.
A guy named Jacob and Isaac.
Jacob. He's live.
And God said,
now.
hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. And they did.
See the
There was a guy
time?
named
It's 4
Moses.
4 p.m.
A guy named Joseph. God said, you got to do this, you got to do that. And they did.
I know what it is.
Every step of the
You know what it
way.
is? I'm so far ahead that when things slow me up, it'll test my patience, it'll test my irritance level, because all I want to do is because I don't have much time either, and that's another problem. I don't have much time, so the time I have is valuable, and then Satan loves to be a gang stall king when that takes place. And until that's over and done with, it'll always test my patience. How great would that be if I'm just not slowed up like this? It's like... Okay, so where's the history at? There it is. You may be getting irritated too, just because of how slow my stuff is.
Anyway, the Times of Israel. This is on March 22nd of 2023. Then we retake Gaza. Hardline minister hails repeal of the West Bank
All right, so West Bank, Gaza, 322. I'm talking to Jacob Israel. I'm telling him I'm going there tomorrow to Art Museum. Is it equivalent to dropping bombs or taking over? Because Israel is 2 miles down from, if this is the West Bank, Philadelphia Art Museum, then as the Gaza Strip that goes all the way down the 2 mile run, then, so I'm just throwing this out there to see if I'm in the right place, where, to know, because I call this place Beersheba, and it just seems like that's what it is. It's, it's the SpongeBob SquarePants. It's the only place besides down the other end, Capriccio or something. I smell some strong gas in the boats over there. But I was also down here, and Stephen was talking about it being Russia, the headquarters. So is this Gaza and Russia, the headquarters, and the pool of cesspool or something? And I was recording stuff I wasn't supposed to, but yet they took my footage from the art museum.
Engagement. There we go, right there. MK Orit Stroke attends a protest against the demolition of the structures in the illegal outpost of Homesh.
Demolition.
This is the Times of Israel reporting this there. So there was already, the plans were already being put into place to take over Gaza, as we see going
Art
back
Museum.
to March 22nd, 2023 there. So I wanted to bring that to your attention.
So I just showed you what I did with Jacob Israel, March 22nd, 2023. Taking over Gaza. I didn't go down to the William Penn building on 322. I was here, right here, and then the next day I went to the art museum. So being the headquarters of Russia, but also being Hamas, the Gaza Strip taking over Gaza, Israel hits Gaza's hospital as of today. Steve is saying. But let me get back. Even my slow brand new computer at home is faster than this one. So at the time I had this, I didn't even, I can't even make this stuff up in my forehead. And then when I was sitting at that table, I had like a little round spot. The crater. Holy Israel, Batman, the revelation Gog and Magog comes at the end of the millennium. So that means here we are. So I like to start back. Surely, did I already read that? Yeah, asteroids coming. You know, I prefer to go home, put some soundtrack on, stop, pause. I don't edit anything, I just go as I go. I mean, it's kind of like editing as I'm going, but I don't record the video and then go back and edit anything. I record, my editing is done during the recording because I don't really know how to do it and I don't have time to do it. So if I had time to do it, my time was freed up for the next 3.5 years. If we're at the midway point in